We should be live. What's going on, YouTube? How's it going? So today we're going to be talking about productivity. We're just going to be hanging out and chatting. This is a sofa stream, so I'm just going to be chilling, hanging out, talking with people, and perhaps we'll play some guitar. Perhaps we'll just hang out, chat. I don't know. I have no idea what today's going to go like. Hopefully people tune in, but if not, hello. Anybody who tunes in after the fact, my name is John. I am a classical guitar deep hobbyist. I love classical guitar. I'm not trying to become a professional, but I am trying to study it to a high level. And that's purposely undefined, really, just a high level. And I want to see how far can a hobbyist go with a deep hobby like classical guitar. So if this is your first time tuning in, welcome. I do a bunch of weird things, like I stream my practice sessions, for example. I also have been performing in a bunch of master classes, which is typically something somebody only does if they're like in conservatory or something. I've been recording and sharing all of my lessons with my professor, who I'm studying with privately. So yeah, I think it's fair to say that I am somebody who takes this hobby really very seriously. It's like a deep hobby. I think that's the best way to put it, for me at least. Yeah, and so we've got a bunch of regulars here who tune in for my guitar, and then every couple of weeks or so I just hang out here, chill on the sofa. If we get any new Patreon subscribers, we might crack into this beautiful bottle of Lagavulin today. So let me know if that's something that y'all would be interested in, and I could definitely get on a soapbox. So, how's it going? I see we've got some emotes going on. We got some emoji reactions. So somebody wants to see the Lagavulin, I think. That'll be awesome. I would love to make that happen. So, yeah, yo, Stuart, how's it going? Nice to meet you. How are you? What's up? Yeah, so I usually practice classical guitar here on stream, and I do that most days. How's it going, SLM? How are you? Tony, that's a great question. I don't know. Both. Yeah. That's hilarious. Yeah, my name is John. I am a professional app developer. Besides classical guitar, I also am building some iOS apps. I worked at Google until my entire team got laid off, which was quite an event. It wasn't just my team, it was like my entire organization. Like my team, my manager, my manager's manager, vice president above them, our sister team, like just everybody. So I used to work at YouTube. I worked as an engineer at YouTube. And the layoffs suck. Layoffs suck. But for me, I saw it honestly as kind of like a lottery ticket, because the severance was good and it's giving me the chance to really just pursue my dreams. My dreams are to become an indie entrepreneur. I want to become an entrepreneur. I want to build some really fucking cool shit for everybody. I want to build some cool stuff for you all. So I'd love to ask you all a bunch of questions. Hello, Carrie. Nice to meet you. How's it going? Hello. If you all are tuning in for classical guitar, that's usually on other days. Today we're just hanging out and chatting, so I apologize if I'm disappointing you on that, but we could play something. Look at this beautiful bottle. I want to crack into it. Come on, help me get into this. But anyways, yeah, so broadly speaking, I've got a few topics that I find interesting, and I just want to see where this conversation takes us. If y'all have any questions for me, it doesn't look like we have any regulars yet. I don't recognize you all. Michael Jackson is died. Yes, I'm sorry to tell you. I'm sorry that you had to find out this way, but yes, unfortunately, Michael Jackson is no longer with us. Funny enough, I was just listening to a talk from the CEO of Sony Music, and he was talking about like the Michael Jackson legacy and like the Michael Jackson discography. So yeah, that's like a funny coincidence there. Have you played The Walking Dead? No, I've read the comics though. I read like the first, I don't know, probably 20 or 30 books or so. 20 or 30 comics. Great comic series. The TV show's okay. I like the first 2 seasons all right. I really like the first season of The Walking Dead. I thought the first season was awesome. And then it kind of fell off for me. But the books are really good. I didn't know that there was a game. Yeah, I honestly don't really play very many video games. Classical guitar is my video game. Classical guitar is literally my only hobby in this life, which is a little absurd, but it's true. So that's part of what I mean by a deep hobby. It's like I don't have space in my life for any other hobbies. Fortunately or unfortunately. I gotta get some water though. I gotta make sure I do have water because I feel I'm gonna be talking a lot on this stream. So give me a second. There's a Tame Impala poster behind me. Anybody here a big Tame Impala fan? Cool. You've been struck by a smooth criminal. Bum, ba-da-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-da-bum, bum, ba-da-da-da-da-bum, bum, ba-da-da-bum, ba-da-da-bum, ba. I always really like the Alien Ant Farm cover of that. The Alien Ant Farm cover is pretty good, actually. Also, I mean, the original is amazing as well, but lol. Yeah. So what's going on with you all today? How's it going, folks? What are you up to tonight? I don't know, I thought that was the original growing up. Same, actually. For a while, I thought that was the original. And then I was like, oh, this is a cover of another song. Okay. Yeah, so I can't help but just hear the original or the Alien Ant Farm version when I hear the original. Also, that is what I think of too. It's good. It's a good song. Olives are good. I love olives. I'm jealous. I wish I had some olives. But yeah. So, what do you all use for productivity apps? Do you all use any apps like do you use like Todoist or like Notion or like how do you feel about your productivity apps out there? Because I've got an awesome app for musicians, and it's a terrific productivity app for musicians. And some people are starting to tell me like, yo, you should make this for everybody. Don't just make this for musicians. Make this a general purpose productivity, habit tracker, time tracker app. I'm like, that's cool, but there are like 1,000 productivity apps out there. So I don't know if people would find it interesting or not, or if it would be useful for folks. Broadly speaking, like as an app developer, as an app designer, as a app creator, if you will, like I'm a big fan of minimalism. Like I'm somebody who wants just like the simplest freaking possible thing. Like it's gotta feel like pen and paper. It's gotta be that simple for me to enjoy using an app of any kind. So I wonder if I wonder if there's anybody else out there like that. Does anybody else feel like the productivity apps that are out there are too complicated? Do any of you use productivity apps at all? Or do you hate the idea of productivity apps? Because if you hate the idea of productivity apps, I can just play a song on guitar. I could play it. I could play some music for y'all if you just want that. Yeah. So I'm down for that too. I wish I had a giant jug of water because I'm gonna need it. I feel like I'm gonna be talking a lot today. Yeah. Okay. Well, forget about productivity apps. Just how's it going, everybody? How was your day? How was your day today? Did anybody have a good day? Did everybody have a horrible day? Is today the worst day of your lives today? Or is it better than any other day? How's it going? How's it going? I had a good day. I had a pretty decent day. I did a lot of cleaning today. Although I didn't sleep well last night. Last night I slept poorly, so a lot of the day I just kind of like spent in kind of a daze a little bit today. I definitely took a nap in the middle of the day. I fell asleep while I was trying to clean, but yeah. All right, yeah. So productivity. Let me show you all one of my favorite apps at the moment. Like, this is how simple I'm talking about. This right now is my home screen. Like look how beautiful this home screen is. Like calendar, cat food, Discord, laundry, music, Safari. Like, I'm somebody who just loves minimalism. I want apps that are just so goddamn stupid simple that, like, they barely do anything almost. They just do one thing and they do it really, 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 really well. That's what I like to do. So I could show you all an old app that I built ages ago. Let's see, let me catch up. Today I did that. I just got to catch up a little bit on a couple of things for sure. I've been doing this pretty much every day. What day is today? Today's Monday, right? Yesterday I had an amazing guitar day. Alright, so this... Hey yo, how's it going? What's up? Good to see you, Bonha Guitar. So, right now I'm just chilling. We're doing a sofa stream, quote unquote. I'm just hanging out on the chair and on the sofa, just chatting, talking with folks. How's it going? How's your day going? So right now I just want to show you all, here's my first app. It's called Pixelist. It is the simplest freaking habit tracker on the App Store, I'm pretty sure. So you can just track as many habits as you want, and whenever you want to complete a habit, you just tap a square, and then it allows you different colors. So you can just decide what that means for yourself. Like, oh, maybe if I tap a square twice and it's darker blue, then it's like, maybe I went running today. I didn't just walk. I went running or something. How long does it take to make an app like that? A lot longer than you'd expect. Honestly, there's like a lot to it. It's kind of hard to estimate because, like, if you know what you're building in advance, it's not that hard, but there's a lot of challenges just in terms of like designing, like if just deciding what features you want to build or not build. There's like a lot of stuff to do in terms of like releasing stuff to the App Store. I built this years and years ago in like 2017 when tools were a lot harder to use. Nowadays, like with the latest tools, if you knew what you were building, like something like this, if you knew what you were trying to build in the first place, like you could probably get it done in a month, I feel. But there's kind of a lot to it also. Like, let me show you this, because I'm kind of proud of this. So there's like a report screen. So one of my longest running habits is guitar, like guitar 1. And for guitar 1, I mean like practicing guitar for 1 hour. When I tap it, here is this month, okay? And it's kind of weird, but these colors are percentages of the different squares, of the different square types. I actually haven't been using the app that much recently, so I don't know. I used to use it religiously. I used to use this app all the time. But anyways, like if I swipe over, here are the last 3 months, and like the different colors are proportional to the squares in that month. Like the amount that you've tapped that habit for that month. Here's the last year for this habit. Here is ever since I started tracking guitar, which is pretty much since I since I started working on this app in like 2017. All of those little groups of stripes, each little group of stripes is a month. And like I can just kind of visualize, just like zooming out, like, oh, there are these times in my life where I've like practiced guitar consistently, like 1 hour every single day for a while, or other parts when like I wasn't practicing as consistently. So you'll see like a couple of images like this in my like channel banners and stuff like that. That's where that comes from. You might be able to see the stripes a little bit better if the phone's in landscape. So kind of a cool app. And then same thing with this square view. It's like percentages of the different squares that you tapped. So anyways, it's just a dead simple, really, really, really basic checklist habit tracker sort of thing. I love this app, honestly. It's so simple. So you can get it if you want it. It's free, 100% free. There's not even any like in-app purchases at all. I just made it basically as practice, to practice coding and stuff. It's called Pixelist, and I love it. And there are a lot of people out there who really, really love it. Let's let in the cats. Hey, Kaya. Look. Oh, we got one of the two baby kitties. We got one of the two kitties with us. Look at this fluffy one. Hi, Luna. Hello, Luna. Look at this cute cat. Y'all, look at this cat. I live in the Northeast. Yeah, in the U.S. Luna. And the Kaya. We also have this one. This one is also nice. Kaya. Look at this good cat. Look at this. Hey, where are you going? What? No. Okay. Yeah, so, anyways, yeah. So this is my first app. I built it years and years ago. I dearly love it. It's, I used to use it every single freaking day religiously. Nowadays, this is my current app that I've been working on. It's called Mujo, M-U-J-O, and it is a really simple kind of checklist metronome task tracker. So, everything that you practice, like you can program in all of your different songs, all your different pieces that you're working on, maybe your technical exercises, and it'll like remember the tempo that you're working on. But then the cool thing is whenever you use any timers, it'll save all that time like a practice session. So I can see that for this piece, my Lady Hunstan's Puff, I've practiced it 8 out of the last 30 days, and I've practiced about 2 hours on this piece. Over the last 30 days across all of my pieces, I can see that I logged the most time to lessons, and then I practiced a total of about 44 hours in total. You can go back and see all your history, like you can check out your reports, like here's one from yesterday, like my little practice log for yesterday. And yeah, so it's like kind of like a task tracker / metronome. The idea is instead of like jumping back and forth between your metronome and your system timer app, like, you know, the clock app, like, why don't you just put those timers right there in the metronome that you're probably already using anyways, right? Yeah, so I really love that app, and I'm just trying to grow it, just trying to show it to people. And then this one is another, and it's called Rotations. And this one is still a work in progress, but it would be amazing if I could get it to actually see the light of day. It just hit a bug. So, Rotations is a music library. So you can track all of your music separate from Spotify, like in a separate app. I use, for example, YouTube Music. I love that I can like just browse my library, and I can browse my library really, really fast. I also love that in each piece of music, you can take notes about that music. Like I can give this piece of music like a 5-star rating. I can give it like a little review. I can write down any notes to myself. I can even open it in like Pitchfork or any reading source that I want. But the really main important thing is that whenever you play music, it'll just jump out. It'll launch to your music player of choice. So, like, when you play something, it'll just launch into YouTube Music or to Spotify or to whatever platform you actually use. Which I think is pretty freaking cool, because it's like the same interface that I can use even if I change between Spotify or YouTube Music or anything else. I think that opens up a lot of possibilities that are freaking cool. And yes, that was definitely my cat just now. But yeah, so I think it's a cool idea. Kaya. Because it's kind of like a to-do list almost. Like, it's sort of like a to-do list. Like, I have a section of all my unrated music that I can, like, if I ever want to listen to some music, I can just open up the app and be like, oh, here's some stuff I had queued up that I wanted to listen to soon. So, in a sense, it's like yet another to-do list app that I'm building, but it's for music. Another thing that's cool, though, is that, like, if I could find funding, like crowdfunding or investment, if people wanted it, I feel that this one would be really, really cool to do social features with. Like, I would really freaking love to be able to share my library with my friends, or to just, like, browse your friends' libraries or tag each other in music. And the fact that it could work across Spotify and Apple Music and YouTube Music and Deezer and Tidal and everything, it can be like a shared space where people can interact even if they're on different platforms. Because like the music itself is not being streamed through the app in any way. Do you know if there's an app that you can play the music like Guitar Pro via digital sheet music and have the MIDI or whatever play through the program/app? I don't know a good one. I mean, Guitar Pro, I think that they have iOS apps still. Guitar Pro might be your best bet. I forget what they turned into nowadays. There's like another name for it nowadays that they turned into, like Sound something or something. But no, I don't really know. MuseScore might work. I think MuseScore might be able to do MIDIs. Yeah. Well, I don't think I'm going to get any Patreon subscribers, but I kind of want to crack into this Lagavulin anyways. Should I get a little bit? If anybody wants to support me on Patreon, try to help support me as a creator, as an artist here on YouTube, it'd be greatly appreciated, but no pressure either. This whole creator thing is a fucking grind, y'all. It's a fucking grind. It's crazy. Like, it's insane to me how much work goes into YouTube. Into trying to like build an audience on YouTube. It's crazy. Do we have any creators in the audience? Anybody here? Create? Any Bonha guitar or Achilles Last Stand? Woo! Woo! Ah, it's beautiful. But yeah, what you're describing, Bonha guitar, that sounds kind of like a complicated app. That sounds like something that's relatively pretty hard to build. Created videos and full music albums, so in that sense a creator. Yeah, well, totally. I mean, you are a creator. What was it like for you to, were you able to market and like find an audience for your music albums? Because I feel, I imagine it's just always been hard for people to get their music out there. But nowadays, like, I don't know. I think that there are a lot fewer people looking for live music nowadays. Luna, come here. Luna. She's like chewing my camera cable. Luna. Ooh, you sold a couple hundred digital copies. Okay. Well, that's a lot more than most people, I feel. That's a couple hundred that's pretty big. Awesome. What was your experience like with that? Because, like, it feels to me like Bandcamp is still the best option for artists, right? Like, yeah. I feel bad. Like, I'm a humongous music fan, but I haven't bought that much on Bandcamp, honestly. Like, I just don't really want to manage my own files anymore. I used to be hella into torrenting and, like, sharing music with friends and everything. I've been to, like, an absolutely insane number of concerts and spent so much money on music. I feel no guilt about pirating back in the days. You're a deep hobbyist as well, but the process was very grueling and difficult. Yeah. The process of recording an album. Yeah. Whew. It feels like a grind to me today, though, because, like, I've been trying to study it a little bit, like the music industry and the experience of a musician in 2024. Oh, you were the executive producer. So I had to do all the research into recording, editing, mixing, getting copyright, marketing, etc. Okay, you were like, yeah, yeah, you did it all. And you did this for another band's music or for your own music? Not totally clear on that. You were the producer for somebody else's stuff? Woo. It smells. This is. Oh, yeah. Oh, seriously. Oh, it's classical guitar. Oh, for real. Oh, it is classical guitar. Oh, I thought we were talking like rock music or something. Oh, cool. Okay. That's cool. I've done some recordings, um, and I just did everything through CD Baby, and I, I don't know. I think I handled the copyright, the cover licensing correctly. I think so. Um, I've got one. I've got one on Spotify. Yeah, yeah. Let's trade. Let's trade, yo. Let me see. How do I? Let me get my album out here. You know what? It's linked from my link tree. jcpractices.com is a shortcut to get to my link tree. And you don't have Spotify. Okay, well, it's on everything, though. I think it's probably on Bandcamp, too. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You've seen the link tree before. It's on there. Oh, yeah, and you saw my YouTube playlist. So it's the exact same recordings. It's the exact same ones. And those are just officially up on, like, iTunes and Spotify and everything. I was thinking that we could play that, like, over the air here right now. I could try to get that set up if people want to hear that. It might be good to have some music. We could try to do that. I don't know how much longer I've got in me for this stream. But, yeah, like, I guess, I don't know. I just want to talk music, the music industry, get people's thoughts on some things. Yeah, I don't really want to do the music thing right now. It's kind of a... Oh, sure. What's the favor? Yeah. Is it to, like, fix the camera angle? Because it is a little too low. Is that it? Because I've been thinking that for a few minutes, yeah. What is the something? Let me fix the camera angle. I don't know if that's what you're referring to. Oh, compare my first album audio quality versus my second album. Guess what recording instrument I used for my first album? Ooh. I don't know about right now. I don't know. Look at how cute that cat is. Yeah, right now I feel that's kind of a little too much of a distraction at the moment. But if you... Are you in my Discord? If you're in my Discord, you could drop links to those, and I could try to follow up with you after the fact. How does that sound? Does that sound like a good compromise? Oh, cool. With this camera angle, we also get the shadow cat behind us up here. Look at that cat. Look at that cat in the corner. Look at that cat in the corner. Yeah, join my Discord. You can get to it through the link tree if you want to share those links. Yeah, so, well, I could play some guitar, but you've already heard everything I have for the most part. Oh, wow. Whew. That is so much more barbecue than I remembered. This is like, it's kind of like campfire barbecue or something. Like, whew, smoky and delicious. This is so good. I love this scotch. Yeah, sure. I get you that you're not active on Discord. So like I feel that's kind of where I'm trying to get to with this conversation. Like I feel that to be a musician in 2024, like you have to be a content creator. Like you have to be a content creator and a musician. Like the only way to like market yourself, not just for music, but just for anything, I think. Like social media is so integral, it's so critical to being a musician nowadays. And I feel like it sucks. Like, I feel like it is completely different. It's completely divorced from music itself. Like, for the most part. Like, sure, I can play guitar here on stream, and that kind of counts, but it's like, I don't know. There's so much work that goes into just being a content creator nowadays that it feels to like really appease the algorithms, and like you have to play to like try to get picked up by the algorithm, and doing something like just playing music doesn't really get picked up by the algorithm very well. You have to do skits or whatever, and like jokes and like Mr. Beast style thumbnails and content and video essays and a bunch of bullshit that's not music, right? And then it's crazy to me because like the industry has like cheapened music to the point where like music sales aren't really making much money unless you get a lot of downloads on Bandcamp, which is relatively rare, I feel. Like most people just stream stuff through Spotify or Apple Music or whatever, and like those platforms just don't make any money, unfortunately, like as I understand it. Like Spotify just changed their monetization policies earlier this year, and they changed it so that like every track that makes less than 1,000 plays per year literally makes nothing. Like it's as if it didn't exist. It's like they're basically adding like monetization levels the same way that YouTube has monetization levels. Like you have to make it into the YouTube partner program before you can get monetized. But that's fucking bullshit, like in the first place. Like I think it's insane to me that it's insane to me that I have some fans who have been watching me for 4 years now, streaming classical guitar practice, like back from Twitch and then switching over to YouTube, but like back and forth in like 2 years at least, like really trying to do YouTube proper. And I'm still only like halfway to getting a tip jar. But I have like some diehard fans. I have a handful of people supporting me on Patreon, just like supporting monthly. But like I don't get to have a tip jar. Like that's insane. It feels immoral. Like the creator economy is just fucking broken. It's just so messed up, if you ask me. Yeah. I don't know. So Bandcamp had the best creator revenue ratio, which is why you went with them. Absolutely. I mean, I think that they definitely do have the best ratio, but like, hey, Kaya. Ah, okay. Yeah, I mean, only like really like music nerds are on Bandcamp, right? Like only like music enthusiasts. And I'm a music enthusiast. I'm not on Bandcamp. Like honestly, I already pay for Spotify and I don't want to deal with files. So like why? I don't have the incentive to. Yeah, so my app rotations, I've dreamed of it becoming a new, better version of Bandcamp, honestly. Like, I've dreamed of it becoming a modern Patreon for music. Like, something that is way closer to the 1 month subscription, like all you can eat, subscribe for $10 a month or $20 a month or something. But when you listen to music, when you listen to music, the musicians that you listen to that month get your money. Like, it doesn't get globally split out to all of the artists on the platform. Kaya, go. So, you probably know about this more than others, more than most people, but literally I applied to Y Combinator with this idea. So I've thought about this a lot. Rotations as it is right now is just like a prototype. It's just a proof of concept. Hi, Andrea. Andrea Roden, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, so you know about this more than most people. The music royalty system is just broken, y'all. It's just freaking absolutely broken. And it has been ever since Spotify and the streaming platforms started. Way back then, I remember, because I was on those private torrent trackers, Radiohead, Ben Jordan, also known as the Flashbulb, and some other musicians were all proposing that the right solution to the problem of piracy would be pay what you want. So essentially, musicians put out their music, fans can buy the music, and they can name their own price. So Bandcamp really has that built in. That is what Bandcamp is partly based on. And then that is still the platform that most people love, that real music heads love. They like Bandcamp. I have bought things off Bandcamp, and I've tipped an extra $5 on it because I'm just yeah, I like this musician. I bought so much merchandise at concerts that I know I'll never wear in my entire life. I'm never going to wear this beanie. I don't wear beanies. I just want to support this artist, and I think that this is a cool piece of memorabilia from this concert, right? Try to find a way to capture that, that just fan engagement, that generosity, that patronage. Try to find people who want to support music and actually fund and pay for music. And even if they're more rare, even if they're relatively rare, I think that the music industry would be better off if we started moving more towards a patronage model like that. So with rotations, to finish the thought earlier, Bonha guitar, if you're still there, you know this more than most, probably. When somebody subscribes to Spotify, they pay $12 a month or whatever it is now. Spotify is a humongous publicly traded company, so they take a huge cut of that $12. I don't know exactly what it is, but let's say it's a fourth or a third or something like that. It's probably a third. What's left over, say $9 or $8 or something. What's left over then, all that remaining $9 or $8 from you as a listener goes into a gigantic pot, and everybody's $8 goes into the same pot. And then at the end of the month, they tally up and say, okay, what are the top played songs? And they just distribute that money across all musicians and all tracks that were played by everybody based on global play counts, based on everybody's listening that month. And then split out the money proportionally based on that. That's a simplified model because some artists get better label deals, apparently. There's a lot of rumors that Drake has a better percentage than average or something. Certain major label artists have better royalty deals than the average musician on Spotify. And then, as I mentioned earlier, if you're an indie artist, they qualify you as a hobbyist if your track makes less than 1,000 plays a year. So you literally get nothing. You don't get to even participate in that royalty pool. Yeah, they being in the dough. Yeah, indeed. So, okay, ignoring those things, where's the problem there? The problem is that people's listening is not proportional. Like, I'm a millennial. I'm an aging millennial. I, statistically speaking, am falling out of love because they bring in the dough. Got it. Yeah. Statistically speaking, me as a millennial, I am falling out of touch with music. And it's probably true. There probably are months where I listen to literally one album or one artist or none. There are probably some months recently where I didn't open up Spotify and didn't listen to anything. Just because people's priorities change, etc. In contrast, in total contrast to that, next door, or like just down the street, there's a gym that I go to. And every time I go there, they're always playing the same like playlist of like basically top 40 metal bands, top 40 pop and metal. And it's all just like really, really popular, palatable, popular stuff that they play on repeat. And I know for a fact that they are not paying for any kind of like commercial Spotify license or something. It's just a regular dude's fucking account. You know, it's just a regular Spotify account. And they're playing music on 24/7 repeat. Similarly, at a grocery store that you go to, or a coffee shop, or XYZ, tons of public establishments, or even just your one friend who's just like hella obsessed with music and listens to a lot more music than you. So it's not really fair to me that I listen to one band in a month and they're like a pretty relatively unknown classical guitarist, or they are, you know, a local punk band that I listen to or something. And they have so few listeners that Spotify like literally are calling them hobbyists, and they make nothing, right? And all of my money, that $12 that month, is all going to Phil Eck, like the CEO, and to top 40 acts like Taylor Swift and, you know, Drake and everybody. Like, I just think that's freaking messed up. So, rotations, as an idea, as a concept, tries to take that back. It tries to, as an idea, say, okay, name your price. As a listener, you get to name whatever you want. You can pay $1 a month, you can pay $10 a month, you can pay $100 a month if you want. It's on top of your Spotify subscription or Apple Music or Bandcamp or whatever. It's an extra bit that you're chipping in to support art. But what's cool is that all of that money goes to the artists that you listen to that month. Like, that is the idea. And in that way, I see it as a Patreon for music. Okay, generosity is great and all, but people are selfish and people need a reason to want that. But yeah, so I mean, Bandcamp has a lot of these ideas. You can stream all the music for 100% free. It's only when you want to buy/support you pay. That's cool. That's actually news to me because I thought most artists don't allow streaming for free. That is cool. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Like, it feels like Bandcamp is... The future of Bandcamp is extremely uncertain, right? Like, it's super uncertain. They were just resold to another company recently. They were acquired by Epic Games and then resold to another company called Songtradr. And so it's just really unclear, like, if they're just going to disappear Like, I think that they could disappear anytime. And, like, it still just isn't enough for me. Like, it is a cool idea, but I listen to a lot of music, and I just don't see myself canceling my Spotify. Um, well, I use YouTube Music. I pay for YouTube Premium for ad-free regular YouTube. Um, and so I get YouTube Music for free out of that. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Like, as a musician, you can't really shout out your Patreon like in the middle of your music. But like, what if you could just have a tip jar right next to the play button in the music player, like in the music library, like where you're like browsing music? If you could just like send a tip to that band because you enjoyed that music, and you just like send like a thanks message or something. I would use that. I would absolutely use that. I would really use that if I could get something in return. Also, like, on Patreon, people will offer exclusive content. They'll offer all sorts of things, like podcast creators, like Q&As, like exclusive behind the scenes footage or whatever. Like, I think that there's a lot of design space out there for musicians. Like, what could you offer to your super fans? Like, what could you offer as a musician to your fans who are willing to pay extra to support you? I think that if somebody did this and did it well, did it in a way that's like zero extra effort other than just signing up for the listener, I think that that could be a pretty exciting platform. As a musician, I would really want something that could help me advertise my music and advertise my stuff, maybe help me get noticed outside of TikTok and YouTube and Instagram and all of those platforms. So that's like the other angle, is like, could this be like a better social media platform, maybe even for music? Like, what would like an Instagram for music look and feel like? Something that's like really, really, really casual, like Instagram, but is centered around music, not video, not short form video, not TikTok reels, like short 2-second sound bites or stuff being remixed or whatever. Whew. Whew. This is so good. This scotch is incredible. I love this scotch. I like hardly ever drink nowadays. I don't drink pretty much at all. But every now and then, it's amazing. So, yeah, I don't know. Thanks for listening to my rant. I applied to YC with this idea. It was more well thought out. Like, I'm not really doing it very good justice right now. Hey, Patricia. How are you? Good to see you. How are you? Thanks for tuning in. We're just hanging out, chatting, doing a sofa stream, chair stream, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, and I've just been talking about rotations a bit. This app, it feels like it's going to die on the vine, like never going to see the light of day, but I've been using it. I use it all the time. It's gotten me back into listening to music actively again, because I feel like the library sucks in YouTube Music and all the other platforms. Why? It's just a hard problem to tackle. Like, without investment, without like some kind of crowdfunding at the very least, it's just like kind of doomed to fail unless like I were giving it 100% attention, and I don't know, just the response has been lackluster. Like, that's a big part. Like, honestly, it's just been kind of like the response has just been like meh. Like, people are like, meh, meh, whatever, I don't care. It's like, okay, yeah, I get it. Like, trying to like build a better music player is a hell of a challenge. Hey, somebody left a nice comment. People need to be told what it will do for them that something else won't. Yeah. 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 I just don't know if other people are getting the are buying the sales angle that I'm offering, because like I feel, I don't know, I am more excited about this one than others. Like, really, to me right now, it's a better music organization app. Like, it's a really good way to organize your music library, because all of the streaming platforms are not good at organizing your music at all. Um, this one allows you to kind of like categorize, like organize things how you want. You can add your own hashtags. You can add your own notes to your albums. You can give them like 5-star ratings instead of just like thumbs up and thumbs down. It's got like a really good place that's basically like a to-do list. Like, somebody's given you a recommendation and you can write it down. Um, but yeah, people like there's just so much work to try to make it like actually shippable. I think I used to be great at organizing my music CDs with each genre per artist in its own section. Now that's a bust. Yeah, right? Like, there's something really nice about like, this is my music, this is my personal collection, and how I've organized it based on its meaning to me. Like, there's something just so personal about music, I think, that the streaming platforms just don't capture. They just like really just don't. They don't do a good job at capturing that feeling. Like, yeah, you can create a playlist, I guess, but like, I don't know, that's the best. It just doesn't feel like the right solution for organizing your music. Like, are playlists really the best UX? Like, is that really the best UX for like like saving your favorite music of all time or something? And then if I wanted to share an album with a friend, I handed them the CD. Yeah. Yeah, you could just give music to people, share it. Like, there's a reason I've got this bookshelf behind me. It's like, oh, I want to share my taste in things. Like, I want to share what I'm reading with, the world. And, yeah, I don't know. Like, I think that we've lost that quite a bit in the digital library age, and like especially moving away from iTunes and digital libraries like that and toward just like search engines like Spotify search and Apple Music search. It's just not the same to me. Old man yells at cloud, right? Like, I'm yelling at the cloud right now. Social media makes everyone a connected loner. Ooh. True, right? Yeah, like, we're all like super connected, but also feeling disconnected and like lonely at the same time, right? Like, isn't that's kind of like the trap, the dark side of social media, right? Yeah. The scotch is good, though. The scotch is really good. Anyway, so I wanted to talk productivity apps and productivity systems and get people's thoughts on like to-do lists and other things like that. Oh, you got some hot chocolate with you. Nice. Nice. Ah, hot chocolate sounds good. Yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling a little... I don't know. I think Mujo could spin off into a cool general purpose productivity journal app. It's just like, does the world need yet another productivity app? Maybe. Maybe there's always room for yet another productivity app. Maybe. I just want to figure out, what is Mujo missing? Like, why isn't Mujo growing? Why isn't it growing? Why isn't it getting sales? Because there are 1,001 general purpose productivity apps, but there's not that many great productivity apps for musicians. There's like a few. And I think Mujo is the best out of all of them. So I don't know what it's missing. If anybody, I know Patricia and I have talked about this a lot, but if anybody else is here and wants to offer any thoughts, I would love to hear any thoughts. People are finding it through the App Store. Like, the App Store is promoting it. Like, this is my best way to show it to a bunch of people. Like, it's not huge scale, but it's like, it is a way to show it to people, especially to show it to people who are already interested in music, and to be able to show it in practice. Like, oh, here, I'm actually using this thing, and I actually journaled this session. Some people are discovering it through their teachers. Like, I have gotten some emails from teachers saying that they are sharing it with their studio of students, which is really encouraging. That's really great. Like, there is some of that word of mouth happening, but even though there are downloads, I'm not seeing sales. Like, within the app, people aren't buying it after they've downloaded it. So, but it is getting downloads every single day now, whereas it used to not be getting a download every day. So it's growing in that sense, at least. Like, there is some word of mouth growth that's happening, but it's a grind. It is a grind. And I just don't know. Like, I don't know if there's a potential market out there or not. Yeah, Bonha guitar, that is what I've discovered too. Like, that's the hard, bitter pill, like bitter reality pill that I've learned over time. It's like, oh, like, even your like friends, like, just don't care. Like, a lot of people are just like busy with their own lives, and like, some people just like kind of flat out refuse to buy something that they don't need. Yeah, and they're like, yo, can't wait, but then they don't actually show up like the day of, like when it happens, when it actually is available for sale. That's what it's been like with, like, not gonna lie, like some of my like regular viewers on this channel. Like, nobody here, no names will be given, but there are some regulars who just never actually showed up. I personally buy every song, album, and book released by friends, even if they're not my taste. That's awesome. Good for you, Patricia. I'm very happy to hear that you're that kind of person. That's great. Yeah, like, I just want to support my friends. Like, I'm just hyped that they built something cool, and like, maybe it's not even my taste, but like, I just want to support them. I expected a little bit more of that, I'd say, like out of Mujo. I think a lot of people don't see apps as a creative piece of art the same way as music, you know? Like, I think a lot of people don't know how much freaking work goes into something like an app. And, you know, they don't see it as a creative endeavor the same way that, like, you know, music or art or a book or something. I don't know. Yeah. I understand the effort and emotions that go into it. Yeah. And I think that there are a lot of people that just like are burnt out completely on apps and are bored with apps and feel like all apps are just big tech and evil companies and whatnot. It's a big accomplishment. If a friend released a book or an album, I would follow through and not just BS it. Good for you. Good for you too. That's awesome. Yes. This is a chat full of good people, I think. Just like when a friend is a chef, I go to their restaurant. Yeah, right? I don't have that many friends who are chefs, but I would definitely go to their restaurant if I could. Wish I had more water. Oh well. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, if nothing else, Mujo is an amazing practice grounds. Like, it's a place where get more water. How far do you have to walk? Not that far. I'm just being lazy. Okay, I'll get some water. Thank you for the request. Okay, be right back. 2 minutes. Only 2 minutes. All right, hello. Thank you for your patience. I'm back. Yo, Emilio. Favorite streamer. No way. That's me? Are you kidding me? Shots fired. I'm going to tell Nick. How's it going, Emilio? How are you? So I'm actually not doing guitar right now. I'm just hanging out and chatting about theoretically productivity, but really just anything that comes to mind. I've been sipping a little bit on some Lagavulin over here. I don't know if you're a single malt Scotch kind of person, but it's been a fun stream so far. I've been talking about an app that I've been building called Rotations. I applied to Y Combinator with this app earlier in the year. They did not take my idea. They did not invest in it, but I think it's a freaking insanely cool. Oh, it's Chair, my favorite streamer. Okay, yeah, the Chair is awesome. This Chair is really good. Yeah, I'll get out of the way to get back to just a pure Chair stream. That'd be great. But yeah, so I've been talking Mujo a little bit. I've been talking my first app, Pixelist, a little bit as well. This one is like a super minimalist habit tracker. You can just tap some squares next to your habits and just track day by day, kind of like just a really simple checklist. Give chair some more screen time. Okay, all right, let's do it. Getting some ice cream. Okay, cool. I should have gotten it when you were getting water. Yeah. You should have. Oh well. All right, now we got Chair and John, which is great. So, chair with cat. Oh yeah. When the cat shows up on the chair, that is the best, for sure. Yeah. So, hey Lagoon. Hey Lagoon. My loon. My loony. Hi Luna. Hi baby. Look at this beautiful kitty cat. Look at her. Maybe the world wants addictive, mind-numbing games instead of productivity. The world definitely wants that. Yep. That is what people want, sorta. But then they also don't want that. They hate that. They feel like that makes them, unhappy. I just want to build good, nutritious, productive apps that are good for the world, one way or another. Apps that promote hobbies, promote deep hobbies, things like guitar, or listening to music deeply, like rotations, or tracking habits like Pixelist, or tracking cooking, or whatever else. But yeah. I think Mojo could spin off into a really, really cool general purpose productivity app. Honestly, I think that this thing could turn into a cool work timer journal. Just have something that's just super, super simple. Make it so that you can track habits, or not just habits, but tasks and items of whatever kind with timers. Tracking things with timers. Maybe add a chat section to rotations, an ongoing book club for songs. Yeah, just kind of a discussion, a comment thread or a chat. I think that'd be cool. Yeah, something like that. Really just kind of social features in general. If I could DM friends within the app and send music to my friends and just tag them and be like, yo, I thought of you. I think that you'd like this one. I think that could be cool. Think of hashtagging and @tagging friends, really similar to Instagram, but do that in your music library. Do that in albums. So for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, let me pull up Rotations. Rotations is my new unreleased app, we do with videos. Cool. What videos? I don't know what you're referring to, but Rotations is my new app that's a work in progress. Up here at the top, these are my most recent listened albums, and you can see on them that there's a 5-star rating system, which is really cool. You're so lost in physics? I love physics, man. These two books up here, the blue and purple and pink, Classical Electrodynamics and Principles of Quantum Mechanics. I almost finished a physics minor, but I didn't. I was 1 or 2 classes away from a physics minor. I enjoyed physics. Share videos from Facebook or YouTube with friends. Yeah. The thing is that people are so used to such high quality experiences from these humongous multi-billion-dollar tech giant companies, these trillion-dollar companies, that it's pretty hard to match the experience in a lot of those. But Mm-hmm. Error drag makes my brain stop working. Yeah, coefficients of drag. Cool. Chilling in Calc BC, but Physics C is breaking me. Yeah. Yeah, my school didn't offer Physics C proper. We just had like an AP Physics class that was non-calculus based. Like it was really built for, or it was really designed around Physics AB, or like the Physics A exam or whatever it was. Anyway, so let me just finish up talking about rotations a tiny bit. So this is a music library. It's like a minimalist music library. You can see some of my most recent listens, like this new Jamie XX album, this like house music, Sofia Cortesis. We've got some Villa Lobos that I listened to recently, right alongside some like Atlanta rap, ASAP Rocky. When you play music in this app, like it's a music organization app, but when you play music, it just launches to your app that you actually listen to music in. So it integrates seamlessly with Spotify, with YouTube Music, with Apple Music, and it just makes it really easy to track your music separately from those other apps. It genuinely, to me, is a way more useful, way more organized way to browse my own library. Like here, I have my to-do list, basically, of all of these albums that I've written down because people have given me recommendations. And if I want to listen to one of them, all I have to do is just swipe, and then, boom, now I'm going to go listen to Swans next, apparently. I think that something like this is really cool in concept because it doesn't stream the actual music. There's no copyrighted music that this app is playing. It's only operating on metadata. It's only operating with the idea of that album and like a link to some album art or something, which is, fair game. That is fair use. You could do all sorts of cool things, I think, like an app that helps you find related music, like a better experience of like, I like this album, 5 stars, 5 out of 5, blah, 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 XYZ. These are the things I liked about it. And then maybe you integrate it with an AI model. Maybe it integrates with like ChatGPT or something like hyper tuned on the idea of music recommendations. Like, oh, you like this? You might like these other albums. Just kind of like summarize all of the many top 20 lists or whatever that people have posted on Reddit over many years. I think that genuinely could be a cool app. Like, if it can do some pretty good competitive recommendations that are like on Spotify's level of like good music recommendations, I think that's kind of a game changer, like AI for music recommendations. And then if you do have an app like this that is kind of like a service layer on top of the streaming platforms, you could do cool things like social features. Like I said earlier, tag a friend or hashtag a piece of music and say like hashtag hyperpop or whatever. And like, I don't know, just global comment threads, like having comment threads to talk about music, or more private comment threads just between you and your friends to talk about some piece of music, like recommending something to some friends. I think that'd be really cool. And then to me, the big picture thing that would make this app exciting is some way to add pay what you want and like direct fan to artist patronage. So directly tipping your favorite artists or basically supporting them on a monthly basis, similar to Patreon, like subscribing to a fan club and getting early access to concert tickets or exclusive merchandise or whatever, as a creator, as like a musician, leave that design space to them. Like, you get access to your top fans, you get access to the people who are paying extra just because they want to, and you can choose as a musician what you want to do with that. I think a lot of musicians would really appreciate that, and they'd appreciate having like kind of more, like a more direct connection with their audience, like a way to discuss music with their fans. Even like, as a musician, you like, maybe you could gain influence, like social media points, if you will. You could gain social influence and a social following based on your music recommendations. Like, maybe you build a following because you're really active in like posting reviews, or like really active in like discussing and hyping up other musicians. And then whenever you end up releasing your album, now you already have followers, and people who like the music that you like are probably going to like the music that you make. I think that would make a lot of sense, and it's probably a more efficient way for musicians to market themselves than social media today. Like, so what would Instagram for music look like? What would a really good Patreon for music look like? And then what would a good music library for Spotify look like? Those are kind of like the three different prongs, like the three different directions, or the three big features that this app has in mind. It does a pretty decent job right now at the music library thing. And the other parts really need some funding if I'm going to make them happen. Kaya. Off topic, but what's the most direct way to get my CDs onto my iPad or phone? You would rip them to your computer using, probably you want to get like an external CD drive. You can rip them to your computer. I don't know the best software to do that, but I would always just use iTunes personally. So you could rip all that music to your computer one by one using iTunes. Yeah, and then using iTunes, you'd transfer that music to your iPad or iPhone. There's not really an easier way. You could sign up for Apple Music, and then you could just add those albums to your library and just stream it. If you don't want to go through the hassle of ripping all of those CDs, depending on how many CDs you have, maybe it might be worth it or not. But yeah, there's not like a super magical way, unfortunately. Cool. Well, I've been yapping a lot. Thanks everybody for listening. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Okay, thanks. Have an external player, hundreds of CDs. I mean, honestly, if it's hundreds of CDs, I would think about signing up for a subscription, or you could check out Bandcamp. Yeah, there's not a great solution, honestly. I mean, if it's hundreds, yeah, it sounds painful, but maybe you just get through them a little bit at a time. Okay, thanks everybody for watching. Oh yeah, some might not be available. That is a challenge, definitely. Thanks everybody for watching. Until next time, yeah, so normally I practice classical guitar here, so if anybody here is new, I see that we have a few concurrent viewers right now, so hit the like and subscribe. No matter who you are, please hit the like and subscribe and all that. And I'll see you all next time. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chatting with me. Until next time. Okay, bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.